As the Mixed Match Challenge kicks off, most teams have had weeks to prepare. However, due to Brooklyn Von Braun dragging her feet, Red's team formed just minutes ago. This has to be a major disadvantage.
Small packages could be it.
She's on the ropes, and the ref wisely stops the count.
Oh, that's how you establish dominance. She returns the favor there.
Oh. Kick right to the midsection.
DDT.
Ah, drop kick.
Right on the money.
Inverted suplex. Neck breaker.
Carmella just barely got out of the way.
Oh, look at that scoop slam. Carmella may be in a bad way here. Hooked up. Back suplex.
All the way to the top.
From the top. She misses big time there. I say Drew McIntyre's career is a story of two completely different chapters. McIntyre himself would tell you his first chapter didn't quite go as planned, but boy, chapter 2 is a whole nother story.
There's the cutter.
Look at this. And Carmella pops the shoulder up.
Too early in the match to end it.
Michael, I like your analogy of McIntyre's career as two different chapters. And while chapter 1 didn't necessarily blow anybody away, there was a foreshadowing of his future success.
Oh, even Mr. McMahon himself called McIntyre a future world champion, which of course later came true in 2017 when McIntyre defeated Brood for the NXT Championship.
Oh, look at that scoop slam. She's looking relentless now.
Maintain the aggression.
She's ready for something big.
From the top. Oh, an elbow drop.
Oh, it's a piercing elbow.
Will she win it here? And a kick out at 2.
As a former dancer and cheerleader, you know Carmella's going to be light on her feet out there.
She's slowing down here, guys.
Slowing down. She's stuck in park, Cole.
Ooh, just relentless.
She's in full control now. She's feeling the hurt here. Comes in off the tag. And the Luthez press.
Piston-like rights. Really just laying it in.
Oh, targeting the stomach.
And now Drew McIntyre incoming. Oh, an elbow drop.
Oh, it's a piercing elbow.
Textbook vertical suplex. Bam.
This tag team contest is underway. Both of these teams have been very game so far.
Watch out. This is where anything can happen.
Tell me about it. Bringing it back into the ring. suplex. Oh, what are they doing here? All the way out. Sit out, gourd buster.
Oh, it's McIntyre turning the tables.
Clothesline.
What impact.
Textbook vertical suplex. Bam.
Oh, elbow caught him right on the bridge of the nose. He is just reeling from that offense. In off the tag. Carmella with a nice reversal. Oh, back elbow. Anticipated that attack perfectly. Rocket kick!
Oh, heavy duty right hand.
Oh, it's coming! Oh, the old whipper snapper.
It does
Cover! Shoulders are down! 1, 2, 3.
That ends this mixed tag match.
Here are your winners, the Queen and Drew McIntyre.
Well, that one was over before it even started.
You never know what you're going to get when you pair up a mixed tag team. But I must say, these two worked very well together.
And it looks to me like our winner is already thinking about the next match. Always one.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
The baddest woman on the planet is here. This man is a superstar. She calls herself the EST. Been a busy night for Trey, as earlier he defended his WWE Championship in a steel cage match on SmackDown Live.
You have to admire his commitment to teaming with Ronda Rousey, but there is no way he's 100% going into this match.
A smart champion would be resting up for their next title defense, not out here competing in the mixed match challenge. But he can't get enough of the spotlight, and as a result, he's putting himself and his partner at risk.
Boom! KO punch. Referee stops the count on the ropes.
Great agility there.
Lariat. Look at this.
Snap suplex. Kick right to the midsection.
Reversal. What a counter. When you look at this,
It looks like they both did their homework heading into this one.
he's looking a little stunned right now.
Yeah, definitely off of his game. Oh, nasty impact.
Power slam. Cover here. No, a kick out.
Yeah, it's going to take more than that to keep him down.
He weaves out of the way. Flatliner. You know, despite Ronda's rigorous training at the Performance Center and continuous improvement in the ring, there was a time when Ronda Rousey felt she couldn't call herself a WWE superstar yet, like she didn't earn it, Byron.
Well, her outlook changed quickly at SummerSlam, though, Michael. I think becoming Raw Women's Champion certainly earns Ronda the right to call herself a WWE superstar now.
Tagged in.
Nice amateur takedown. Great technical prowess from Bianca Belair.
Ronda Rousey got out of there in time.
Tagged in.
You fellas bringing up Ronda Rousey's first Women's Championship win reminded me of all the naysayers that have doubted her. Let me tell you, the worst bet to make is to doubt Ronda Rousey.
Well, Corey, those that said she can't only dared her to be great. That so-called overhyped and overrated rookie was fueled to become the Raw Women's Champion in only the third match of her career.
Are we about to see it?
Stop to the back of the neck.
Get that instant replay ready.
Velveteen Dreams.
Velveteen Dream is down, and it appears Trey and Ronda Rousey are going to attempt some kind of top rope double team maneuver. Ronda launches Trey into a somersault senton splash.
Yeah, it looked like Ronda might have tweaked something. Maybe her ankle?
And Trey gets the win for his team.
I think you're right, Saxton. Ronda Rousey is definitely in pain.
You okay?
No, I can't put weight on it.
Ugh, I'm sorry. It's my fault.
This appears to be a very costly victory for Team Rowdy Trey.
This is on our WWE champion. He was banged up from the cage match, and that caused the timing to be off when Ronda launched him into that senton splash. So now they're both hurt. I hope it was worth it for Trey.
Well, you really blew it this time. Thanks to your screw-up last week, the doctor just said that Ronda has to pull out of the mixed match challenge.
Damn it.
But I've got some good news. I already found you a new partner.
Let me guess. You found someone who hasn't competed in WWE in 30 years.
Actually, I found someone who's never competed in WWE at all. Me! I'm stepping down as GM to become an active WWE superstar.
What?
I've been thinking about making the move to in-ring competitor for a while now, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity, especially with a chance to win money for charity. I just love giving back to the community whenever I can. Anyway, let me know if you want to talk strategy before our match tonight. Oh, and one more thing. I tied up some loose ends before I stepped down as GM. You're going to defend your WWE Championship against Samoa Joe on the special 1500th episode of SmackDown Live. In a submission match. Later, partner.
I can't believe Brooklyn's a WWE superstar now.
I can't believe I have to be her partner.
It's good she no longer has any authority, but it feels like she's even more ingrained in our lives.
At least it's now legal for you to punch her in the face. Again, I have to be her partner.
It can't be much worse than teaming with Drew McIntyre. It makes my skin crawl every time I have to tag him.
But you chose to team with McIntyre. I didn't have any say in this.
It wasn't like I had a ton of good options. Look, all that aside, I just have a feeling this isn't going to end well for anyone.
Well, at least I can still make the best of a bad situation and win some money for charity.
Even though I can't stand my partner, I still plan on winning the Mixed Match Challenge.
Same here, on both accounts.
You may not like her, but she's as tough as they come. It's Brooklyn Von Braun.
And from Fulton,
Oh, great. It's Sammy.
This is a historic night as our former GM, Brooklyn Von Braun, makes her highly anticipated in-ring debut in WWE, replacing the injured Ronda Rousey.
I still can't believe Brooklyn and Trey are partners. I mean, talk about an unlikely pairing. They've been at each other's throats for like 20 years.
Well, we'll have to see if their adversarial past affects the American Hero's ability to work together in the Mixed Match Challenge.
I guess Brooklyn came up with that team name. Real creative.
Hey, at least it's not as bad as their opponents who are calling themselves the Moons over my Sammy.
I gotta like that.
I bet you do.
Red suplex.
Making it look easy.
Plenty of hits coming her way now. Hurricane Rana. What tremendous agility. Swept off her feet here.
That is a great reversal.
Delivering the suplex.
Tagged in. It's hard to look at Sami Zayn now and think of him as an inspiring figure, but that's exactly who he was in his time at NXT. In fact, he was widely regarded as the heart and soul of NXT.
And Sami Zayn exploiting the opening.
Smart. Whoa, Zayn dodged that one.
Lightning quick.
On a big uppercut.
Hammerlock applied.
He's just about there. He forces his way free.
Man, he just has so much resolve.
Sunset flip. He's lost some of his wind now.
Oh, able to counter.
Will
suplex.
Stomping down.
Torturous knee.
And he wants nothing to do with any of that.
He might have been waiting on that one.
Look at this. Boom, nice. Up on the shoulders.
Down in a hurry.
All on the apron, lifting it up into the ring. Bam! Suplex. He's just dominating at this point.
Things are playing out exactly how he envisioned.
Well executed arm drag. Oh, a step up enziguri. Gets the tag.
Gore!
Sami Zayn tags in.
Michael went back to a time when Sami Zayn was synonymous with NXT. His attitude back then was a far cry from where it is today. Now I wonder if everything we saw from Sami in NXT was just a ruse.
Oh, why are you guys trying to rewrite the success Sami had at NXT? Just because you and everyone else turned their backs on him shouldn't discredit everything he's accomplished.
Oh, read him there.
Not where you want to be at this point in the match, guys.
Definitely not. Good night.
Oh, it didn't go as planned there.
Elbow smash! Kick right to the midsection. She's in control. Spinning side slam. She's taking some big hits here.
Elusive movement there.
Here comes an atomic drop. Look at this.
Oh, man. Soul kick. Wait a second, it appears Brooklyn wants Trey to attempt the same double team maneuver that injured Ronda Rousey.
Is she trying to prove she can do it better?
I don't know, but it looks like Trey's not quite sure about this after what happened to Ronda.
Perfect execution by the American heroes.
An impressive win for the new team of Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun.
I'm still not sure what to think about these two teaming. It's very strange.
It looks like Trey's still trying to get used to it as well.
I told you guys 100 times, Brooklyn's a professional. She likes winning much more than she dislikes Trey.
And here comes Trey's best friend Red for their mixed match challenge match.
Hey, good luck.
Well, that was awkward.
You don't want to read too much into anything, but it certainly looked like Red just ignored Trey altogether.
It's obvious Red is upset about Trey teaming with Brooklyn, but she'd better get over it fast or it's going to end up costing her team this match.
As this mixed match challenge match begins, we have to consider the possibility that Red's team could end up facing Trey and Brooklyn Von Braun at some point.
Well, given what we know about Brooklyn's ability to get under Red's skin, That could definitely be a volatile situation.
You would think that since this whole thing's for charity, that everyone would be able to manage their emotions, but if Brooklyn triggers hothead red, all bets are off.
Reverses. Can he make him pay? All on the apron, lifting it up into the ring.
Ooh.
Bam! Suplex. Setting him up for the flatliner. Kick to the gut. Oh, brutal forearm. Clothesline. Good Lord. So effective. When it comes to in-ring competition, Drew McIntyre is a simple man. He just wants to see his opponent defeated. The focus and rage of McIntyre is really something to behold. Ruby Riott turns it around.
Big elbow.
Neck breaker. That could be it. Oh, look at it.
Ruby Riott saw that one coming and made her pay.
Clothesline over the top.
Man.
I got right to the gut. Looks like Ruby Riott has broken a sweat. Suplex. Ruby Riott with the reversal.
And Drew McIntyre just tagged himself in. Red didn't like that.
After some miscommunication on the tag, it appears Red and Drew McIntyre are having a minor disagreement.
This looks like it might be more than a minor disagreement. McIntyre is walking out and leaving Red to fight on her own.
Is anyone really surprised? This is what happens when two people who despise each other try to form a team.
At least Aleister Black isn't going to take advantage of this situation, as it looks like he's resigned to this essentially turning into a one-on-one match. Ruby Riott's no-nonsense, all-destruction approach to the world also translates to her approach in the ring. And it's an approach that has seen her cause chaos in this women's division. Here we go, guys, and I can almost guarantee that this Dayton crowd will come unglued from the action they're about to see. Tough spot to be in.
Good golly, what a knee.
I know, Byron, this is your favorite.
Get out your abacus.
10 punches done to perfection. I love it. Ruby Riott is anti-establishment. She's an anarchist and someone who takes aim at those born with a silver spoon in their mouths. When it comes to Ruby, it is down with the system.
Cutter! She is just dominant. Can she keep her down?
And Ruby Riott kicks out.
She got her shoulder up, and we continue.
To Byron's point about Ruby Riott wanting to bring down the establishment, I need to agree with that. Ruby is controlled, calculated, and possesses an abundance of self-confidence.
All I hear is whining from you two. It's because of Ruby Riott's fantastic qualities that the Riott Squad is one cohesive unit. And the inspirational leader of the group is one of the premier competitors in WWE today.
Ruby Riott just too quick.
Strong impact from Ruby Riott. Finds a way to reverse. Boom, what impact. I think we're about to see a high-risk move from the top. Look at this. Ruby Riott turns it around.
Super kick.
Nice drop kick.
Oh, a flying forearm. That'll turn your lights out.
It looks like Ruby Riott could be done for.
It'll be a minor miracle if she turns it around. Oh, she is in a precarious position.
Looking to inflict even more damage.
Now it's going to get ugly. It's going to get bad. Up to the top rope.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Spanish fly. My goodness.
Will it be?
1, 2, 3.
There's the pin. It's over. It's all over.
Here is your winner, the Queen.
A big singles victory here tonight.
Many more losses like this, and the future of Ruby Riott will look incredibly dim.
It'll be interesting to see the fallout following this big singles win here tonight.
After a couple more wins for both our teams, Trey and I would be in a position we'd never been in before, standing across the ring from each other as opponents in the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge.
Good luck tonight. Seriously.
Yeah, you too.
Do you mean that? Because it seems like you can't bring yourself to say the actual words.
I can totally say it, but now that you told me to, it won't mean as much.
Come on, just say it. Good luck.
Hey, look, it's your partner.
How convenient.
You're talking to the opposition before our match? You do realize I could give them a competitive advantage.
My team doesn't need an advantage to beat someone who's had less than 5 matches.
I'm pretty sure I had less than 5 matches when I was tapping you out in high school, and tonight will be exactly the same. Except this time, a whole lot more people will see me embarrass you. Come on, we need to discuss what we're going to do with our prize money after we win. I was thinking we donate it to victims of identity heft. It's when people identify as skinny, but they're actually really fat. I think Red might have it.
Brooklyn Von Braun is here to destroy anything in her path.
And
This is it, the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. One of these teams will take home $500,000 to donate to a charity of their choice.
Don't bury the lead, Cole. The charity part's nice, but the real story here is that best friends Red and Trey are facing each other for the first time ever. Things could get very interesting.
Normally, I think you guys were just trying to stir up drama, but Red and Trey have definitely seemed a bit off lately, and this match certainly won't help matters.
Boom! What an uppercut.
Jarring. Setting up.
Look at this. Snap suplex.
And there's the reversal from Drew McIntyre. Suplex! In off the tag. I'd say Drew McIntyre's career is a story of two completely different chapters. McIntyre himself would tell you his first chapter didn't quite go as planned, but boy, chapter 2 is a whole nother story. Nasty!
The hardest part of the ring.
Back now inside the ring.
Michael, I like your analogy of McIntyre's career as two different chapters. And while chapter 1 didn't necessarily blow anybody away, there was a foreshadowing of his future success.
Oh, even Mr. McMahon himself called McIntyre a future world champion, which of course later came true in 2017 when McIntyre defeated Brood for the NXT Championship.
Hurricanrana, Dios mío.
She got out of the way there.
Her evasion techniques are on point. And down with the suplex.
Torture your opponent's neck. I like it.
She's starting to drag a little bit.
Look out.
Look at this. Elbow drop.
Piercing.
Inverted suplex. Oh, and a front thrust kick. She's gaining momentum here, guys.
She continues to press forward.
Brutality.
She's dazed in the...
Oh, she is in a precarious position.
Looking to inflict even more damage.
Now this is going to get ugly. It's going to get bad. Up to the top rope.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
Up on their shoulders.
Down in a hurry.
Setting up.
Whoa. Abdominal stretch. It's locked in.
This is a great way to wear down your opponent. Just caught flush. Reverses. Can she take advantage?
She wants to finish this.
This can't bode well.
Oh, the old whipper snapper.
That's lights out.
And the cover for the win.
This is it.
Despite having obvious differences, Red and Drew McIntyre are your Mixed Match Challenge winners.
Differences is a nice way to put it. Red and McIntyre despise each other. It's a testament to their in-ring toughness that they were able to overcome their discord and win the whole thing.
I just hope that now that this is over, there won't be any hard feelings between Red and Trey. They've been through too much together to let something like this get between them.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? What's up with you riding with her?
Relax. I offered him a ride since we're both going to the gym.
Look, I know we usually ride together, but I wanted to get some extra training in since Samoa Joe basically wants to strangle me to death with his crazy cyborg arm at SmackDown 1500.
I'd be happy to help you work on your submissions. It's really the only way you're going to survive the coquina clutch. I mean, that little reversal trick you taught him might have worked in their first match, but let's face it, he needs some real training. After all, my MMA record was 24-2. The 2 losses were DQs for eye gouging, so really, I was undefeated.
You training me is a great idea. It could help me survive Samoa Joe. Who knows, maybe even beat him.
Good. We'll get started right away. And by the way, I didn't get a chance to congratulate you on winning the Mixed Match Challenge. It actually inspired me.
To what? Quit?
No. Your donation of the $500,000 to that animal shelter in our hometown got me thinking. What can Brooklyn do to help? So I decided to donate $1 million of my own personal money to the shelter.
Wow, that's amazing.
They're naming an entire wing after me. Did you get a wing?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I guess $500K isn't really wing money. But hey, I have the director's info. I'll see if they can at least name something after you. Maybe a maintenance closet or a bathroom stall. I'll let you know when we can get started on that training, partner.
So what, are you friends with her now?
No, it's not like that.
Well, it seems like that. I mean, first you're riding with her, and now you're training with her? Did you forget this is the same person who tormented us for 20 years?
I got to ride with her one time. And besides, she's changed, okay? I mean, she just donated $1 million of her own money to an animal shelter. Bad people don't do that.
How naive are you? She's obviously lying about the donation to try and get under my skin. There's no way she would ever actually do something good like that. She's always been fake, and this is no different.
Can't assume any of that.
I'm not assuming she's a terrible person. I know that. And I thought you did too.
Come on. That mural's kind of freaking me out. It feels like you're watching me from every angle.
I am. But focus here. So when Samoa Joe gets you in the coquina clutch this time,
How do you know he'll get me in it?
it's a submission match, which means he'll be going for it early and often. So you have to be prepared. And what I was going to say before you interrupted me...
Sorry, won't happen again.
What I was going to say is your little trick you used against him 10 years ago when you rolled backwards to get the win isn't going to work this time. He'll be ready. And even if you pulled it off, it won't do any good because this is a submission
Rivalry match. Rivalry submission match.
Right. So I'm Samoa Joe, and I'm going to put you in the coquina clutch. Try to escape.
Oh, I tap.
That was pathetic.
I know. How am I ever gonna beat Samoa Joe? I mean, once she cinches in that arm around my neck, it's all over. Goodbye, WWE Championship. Goodbye, Trachea. Goodbye, Earth. Hello, big ring in the sky. Hopefully.
Okay, stop. You're spiraling. It's not about his arm. It's about his legs.
Huh?
I studied hours of footage of Samoa Joe locking in the coquina clutch. You're welcome. And I discovered a hidden flaw that's going to allow you to counter it and beat him. Give me your phone. Voice password?
Trey and Peyton Royce forever?
Voice recognition volume too low. Please try again.
Trey and Peyton Royce forever. It's a joke. Please don't tell her.
Anyway, like I said, I watched a lot of tape on Samoa Joe, and I discovered this. Watch his ankles. See how he crosses them? He does it every time. That's your opening to beat him.
I don't get it.
Of course you don't. Let me show you. Put me in the coquina clutch and make sure you cross your ankles like Joe does.
What the heck was that?
The secret to not getting the life choked out of you and walking away with your WWE championship.
Wow, this is weird to say with all our history, but I don't know what I'd be doing right now without your help.
I guess I've been in a charitable mood lately.
Well, seriously, thanks for teaching me this. So, I guess we're good to go now?
Are you kidding? You haven't actually learned how to do the counter yet. On your back. We're going to start with a hip motion. I'll film on your phone so you can watch it back later. It locked again.
Trey and Peyton Royce forever!
Welcome to the special 1500th episode of SmackDown Live.
SmackDown Live has been the home of some amazing matches over the years, and tonight we continue that tradition with the long-awaited, much-anticipated battle between Trey and Samoa Joe.
This submission match for the WWE Championship is 7 years in the making, going back to Trey's debut when he shocked the WWE Universe and Samoa Joe. But tonight on SmackDown 1500, will Joe finally get his revenge?
Hey, what are you doing?
Studying my training footage. I think I actually have a chance tonight thanks to Brooklyn.
Yeah, about her.
I don't want to get into it again. I need to focus on my match.
I actually wanted to apologize. I might have been acting a little crazy lately.
A little?
Okay, slightly more than a little. I called the animal shelter that Brooklyn said she donated the money to, and turns out she wasn't lying.
See? I told you she's changed.
I think I just got caught up with us competing against each other in the mixed match challenge. And then I felt like I was losing my best friend to pretty much the worst person I could imagine. But maybe she's not the worst person after all. There's probably some terrible dictators or criminals on death row who are slightly worse.
That's very big of you to say that. So you should be cool with the fact that Brooklyn is going to be in my corner tonight then, right? I need her out there to coach me through the technique she taught me.
Totally cool with that. Not bothered at all. Besides, I have a big announcement to focus on.
About what?
Well, I decided to get back to concentrating on the list, and there's one thing on there I always wanted to accomplish, but it never seemed possible. Especially when Brooklyn was GM, no offense to your new BFF. But since this is a very special episode of SmackDown Live, it's the perfect time to make it happen. Good luck tonight. Seriously.
Hey, you finally said it.
And I meant it. Tonight, we celebrate 1,500 episodes of SmackDown Live. On nights like this, we look back at the amazing superstars who helped us get here. For me, personally, when I was an awkward teenager, the thought that I could someday do this seemed like a total long shot. But I was inspired by women like Beth Phoenix, the Bellas, Natalia, and Mickie James. Around that time, I created this list of goals I'd someday want to accomplish if I ever made it to WWE. Well, I think I've more than made it. But there's one thing on this list that all those women I mentioned accomplished. But I never have, because it's kind of impossible now. But if I've learned anything on my journey, it's that nothing is truly unattainable. The goal I'm referring to is winning the title that I grew up watching. The WWE Divas Championship. Like I said, kind of hard to do considering it hasn't existed in almost 15 years. But I'm proposing that WWE bring the Divas Championship back so I can honor the women who blazed a path for me and prove that no dream is ever hopeless or unimaginable.
Wait, what? And you want me to tell her right now?
I'm sorry, but I was just told to inform you that the Divas Championship is already spoken for.
Already spoken for? It hasn't existed in over a decade. How is that even possible?
They said you would hear more in the very near future. That's all I know.
What just happened?
I have no idea, but apparently someone in the back has other plans for the Divas Championship.
The following contest introducing the challenger from Huntington Beach, California.
This match between Trey and Samoa Joe is finally happening tonight on SmackDown. 1,500 after nearly a decade of anticipation.
I don't think Trey was anticipating this as much as Samoa Joe, especially considering it's a submission match, which definitely favors Joe and his coquina clutch.
Let's not ignore the fact that Trey has Brooklyn Von Braun in his corner tonight, who could be the difference maker. Supposedly the ex-MMA star has been working with Trey on his submission defense in preparation for this match.
I don't care who's in Trey's corner. There is no way he walks away with his WWE Championship. In fact, he'll be lucky to walk away at all.
Side Russian leg sweep. Soul kick. He has become relentless at this point.
Just producing an onslaught.
In a bad way here, guys.
Just stomping every single part of his body. Uh-oh, Joe's got the knees crossed and crushed.
Saw what he had in mind there.
Boom, what an elbow. One of the brightest highlights of Samoa Joe's career came at 2017's Extreme Rules. There he defeated 4 of WWE's top superstars in a fatal 5-way.
Most people would not look forward to an immediate future that involves facing Brock Lesnar, but Samoa Joe thrived in the situation, overcoming the odds to become the #1 contender to the Universal Championship.
Not again.
One of these competitors is eventually going to have to gain the upper hand.
Uh-oh. Up across the shoulder.
Too quick to catch him there.
Up and boom, knee drop right on target.
Uh-oh, running senton.
Joe with a snapmare. Kick right in the heart.
Big takedown right there. Oh, what a right!
Man, that's some attitude behind it. Whoa, not so fast.
Oh, leg sweep.
Nicely done.
And Samoa Joe locks in the coquina clutch.
Trey's attempting a counter.
What's the matter? Not like you planned?
It looked like Trey attempted a counter to the coquina clutch that Brooklyn must have taught him, but for whatever reason, it just didn't work.
It's over.
It may not be the Universal Championship that Trey defeated him for 7 years ago, but Samoa Joe gets the vindication he was looking for, as he is the new WWE Champion. What the hell?
No, no, no! This is awful!
Was this some kind of setup all along?
It had to be. Hindsight's 20/20, but Brooklyn Von Braun's change of heart was way too good to be true.
Saxton, you said Brooklyn was going to be the difference maker tonight, and you were right for once. If she and Samoa Joe have formed an alliance, and it would appear that they have, Red and Trey's lives are going to be changed forever.